If knowledge is power, then how do we get there? And doesn't everybody want to get into the knowledge of how to deal with every situation in life, including psychology, mentality, emotional outlets, including finding solutions for every situation? That is because knowledge requires, in the first place, intelligence. Intelligence opens up skills. Skills opens up new faculties. New faculties such as different educational systems in psychology, philosophy, maths, geometrics, history, how the cosmos works, for example, because we're part of the cosmos, yet all of that stuff has never been educated and of course been held back from us. But once we get to know ourselves, then we can move into self-empowerment where all the knowledge opens up. And so oftentimes it's very, very dangerous with modern day people to interact and to have some type of consciousness about these people without knowledge, because we make assumptions. We don't dig deep in their psychology. So, and as we are most of the time sponges, when we haven't installed our authentic self, we take parts of the self of other people in our embodiment. And thus, when eliminating everything that is embedded in the deep levels of subconsciousness, the subconsciousness itself, and we start to eliminate what is hidden, chances are loads of knowledge opens up. So that hidden psychology, that hidden knowledge is part of education, that is part of knowledge of any former lifetime, that is also part of being birthed on the planet and having been educated somehow into the authenticity of living light. And living light opens up the age of knowledge right now. Reason why, with knowledge, and because it has been hidden for so many, many eons, is because it would expose truth. So, of course, knowledge would never be educated on any platform because it costs too much to reveal truth. No, as everything from the living light realms, which is part of your true essence, we are made out of knowledge because the cellular construction has loads of memory codes within it, has a storage for knowledge, has a storage for skills, has a storage for purposes, passions, and so much more. And everybody is so beautifully unique in their own knowledge when polishing those skills to get there, eliminating what stands in the way. So it actually requires a complete rewire in the brain, in the glandular system, in the nervous system, to the water of the body in the first place, because the muddy waters that almost makes up 90% of the body is where we find the highest level of sensitivity or sensual communication with knowledge. Yes, we can communicate with knowledge because it is embedded into every single essence of creation. A flower carries knowledge, a crystal carries knowledge, the ground floor, geography carries knowledge. It has ley lines, and when these ley lines connect with our ley lines in the body, we open up that knowledge. Cosmology has knowledge, geography has knowledge, and so we can go on and on and on. So knowledge opens up when the perfect construction for knowledge has been set in, and it brings with it self-empowerment and thus mastering energy, because everything in creation is pure energy. There's nothing else, and energy can go down, it can lift you up, it can go throughout the entire cosmos, to everything in existence, or it can lower your consciousness, and thus you feel disempowered when you ground your vibration into the lower fields of creations. That is nothing to do with the unified fields. That is the first level of a creation, opening all the galaxies, all the planets, the entire cosmological soup, all the hierarchies, and everything we can open up into higher knowledge. So if knowledge is power, it knows upgrades in every faculty we can find in universities, yet they are not accurate. So we can open the same faculties in our brain, the faculty for philosophy, for geometry, the faculty for recalculating ourselves out of the past, the faculty of philosophy, psychology, and especially as well the faculty here that goes all the way in reconnecting many, and anthropology, I mean to say, many different cultures, ways of how people live, how they are interlinked, how they reconstruct actually with all the knowledge. So everything that is out there can be opened from within, and thus the outer world matching the inner world, and therefore the inner world needs to open up that knowledge in the first place, and that takes quite some education. In the first place, never having an opinion or judgment, and taking responsibility of the self, for polishing the self, polishing vibrations, eliminating, adding, eliminating, adding, eliminating, adding consciousness can be done, because the purification process actually allows for new levels of knowledge to be integrated in the body, the brain, and so we actually reformat the brain into a new form. With it comes the reformation, or creating a new physical form. And that is where we are at right now, as the old system is collapsing definitely, and makes room for truth and knowledge to open up. We need our bodies to flow synchron with that knowledge, and thus opening up, because it just comes in very handy, right? That means whenever you interact with people, with organizations, with whatever you are interested in, and you assume things, you can immediately tap into your knowledge. And that is higher than just being intuitive. That's getting the right answers at the right time. And so when you function from the spark self, that is your authenticity, the heart will speak to the brain, and thus the answers will come before your question is out. And that is a great parameter to measure if your answer is correct or not. So oftentimes when I am in conversation with people, I would immediately ask, is this correct? I feel this is a bit fishy, this is off. And then I hear in the meantime, yes, because this and that, but you can leave it at that and take that information and do this with it. So you don't have an opinion, you do have your own information, while multi-channeling knowledge and keeping it for the self, but also knowing what to do, of course, in a particular situation, because otherwise knowledge wouldn't serve you. And if you keep on streaming to opinionated stuff or having a judgment, then you lower your vibration, because the laws of the universe move in a way like stream through the knowledge, empower and master these energies, which goes through many years of education, but it can be done. And each single day, week, month, year brings more and more knowledge. So it's a very, very passionate journey we can all move in with if we are willing to do that. And thus opening up the next level, and that goes with the wonders of the universe, the seven wonders opening up, that we flow synchron with the knowledge through the rivers, the seas, the oceans, the knowledge of the earth through its ley lines, the knowledge with the elementals, the knowledge from the elements, the knowledge coming from divine species, working in cooperative modems with or particular form. With form, we are meaning to say a living light embodiment that has been adjusting itself to what is required today, meaning when living in your authenticity, that is the new tree of life. And that light body expands and expands into all the 22 spheres of light we find on the tree of life, and not the old tree. And thus we start to vibrate faster and faster once we open up the higher ways and open up many, many departments of the divine that were, kept from us for a long, long time. But now, with the collapse going on, we all have access to them. So it's a matter of rearranging our embodiment or light body into the next level, and that is going all the way into the new celestial system, the new universal self, as the old celestial system has completely collapsed, while it's still being promoted like that's a thing, right? And when it's being promoted wild, chances are it's completely off. So you don't promote that light embodiment moving up, where you rise your vibration every day, and every day comes new knowledge. And thus with it you start to practice how to communicate with the oceans, how to communicate with sea species, for example, and all the elements, the plant kingdom in the seas, for example. They will show you what to do to repair them as you polish that, or if you have, some interest, faculty, and special skills already developed with something all around the globe, then you specialize with that knowledge, meaning you actually need all these other levels of knowledge rising in to the training of the celestial embodiment that opens the gate into the mountaintop, your ascension, creating the arc, the bridge of light, which I have right here. You see the phoenix rising from the ashes, from the hand of density. And that is that bridge, that green bridge of light I've been studying for 20 years, that has opened right now. It opens into the gates of knowledge. It opens into the emerald light cities. And so much more and interesting things, that you start to receive everything crystal clear. So when working on releasing everything that was blurry, we open up the fields and we start working with the invisible way, making this world visible, because that's what you need. If knowledge is power, then you need to bring that knowledge to the highest level of empowerment, where it starts streaming through your nervous system, the glandular system, the vocal cords, the telepathic waves, becoming 1 watt of power is becoming 1 pillar of light, is actually the watt of knowledge, the staff of knowledge, if you will. And that is what is being planted on the earth right now. And it has many stations, and that level of mastery into where you become empowered through your own knowledge goes through a series of, let's say, clearing, healing, and application of living light technologies. These living light technologies and knowledge about them are mandatory in order to open up knowledge. Otherwise, chances are your brain gets deviated. So it's quite natural, or there is quite some logic in it, when we do not connect to the technology of the cosmos of creation and go back in there, modernized for today, not in the old ways, the old trees or everything that cracked, but as is required today, actually, then we can see that we open up massive levels that override the so-termed knowledgeable people, and especially where science, physics, even spiritual scientists right now coming to the forefront are still streaming in falseness of information, because you don't see their embodiment change with them, you don't see their knowledge change with them, you don't see the levels of knowledge upgrading. It's all a stream of the same old stuff, digging in some self-interest tunnel, I would say. And when the knowledge doesn't move into biology, creating the design that knowledge requires, meaning opening up sacred geometry through the recalculation of the body, the brain, the energy field, then we have nothing to go for, because it needs to be recalculated if we are willing to change the carbonized vessel into living light waves. And that is where the knowledge is 100% active and self-empowered. But then you become so strong that you need to know how to balance that out, because that particular knowledge, that is your power, because you will speak from that power, then the balance needed in merging all those faculties almost means like if we have, let's say, 7 classrooms educating different levels of or a live stream like psychology, anthropology, let's say philosophy, let's say mathematics, it doesn't matter. Our brain needs to be enabled to merge all those faculties, in this case I mentioned 7, I think, together. And when you're in one of these classes re-educating yourself, you need to know what's going on in the other 6 classes. And that is interesting. It's not difficult to do, but then here you need to be able to discern, decipher on the spot. And when you discern, decipher information you're getting on the spot, then you start to enjoy your re-education and your rising up into living light. So knowledge is power. Let's say not from the old educational systems. There is no knowledge, and there is no knowledge in old light body training. There is no knowledge at all in the old healing systems, old healing modems. Everything needs to come very fast. And of course, when knowledge is power, we learn or relearn modernized technologies, opening up new knowledge every day. And if you don't open up new knowledge every day, chances are things are stuck. When things are stuck in the body, in the energy, in life, then forget about the self-empowered knowledge that is, been spoken about so much. But do we really understand it? And as it takes a lot of re-education, so I'll be putting out more in my blog if you're interested to read that, how to get there. And that is, in the first place, knowing how the energy works within a light body, how that new tree of light works, how the higher spheres on the tree of light, the higher vibrations, such as the invisible rays, such as the burgundy rays, such as the silver rays, such as the turquoise ray, and so forth, really work and needs to be educated like or integrated on during many weeks, just to have an idea what it can do to your body and to your brain. Thus, if you want to move into knowledge, if you want to expand your consciousness all the way throughout the cosmos, then we need to be willing to polish, to release, to heal out everything from the past to the entire biology. Because biology that has not been cleared from former educational levels or indoctrinations by all of society, parents, birth, everything actually, then we cannot open up that brain, because the brain can not actually, let's say, transmute with a new form that is a light form without deleting the old form, and that is pure logic. So that would be the same like if you wanna put an old motor, a new motor in a new car, chances are the windows and the doors will fall out of that car anyways, and it will collapse. So starting off with a new heart motor, a new brain motor, and that is, it has a high speed in knowledge actually today, then we can open up that heart vibration into an extreme level of knowledge, and we do not really have to dig into that old fragmentation of education. And just, let's say, take the decision today to educate into that level and allow yourselves to move into it as a psychologist, as, I'm a spiritual scientist, digging into all of that. Then we need to have the proof in the body, in the brain, in the skin, in the organs, and we need to see that we upgrade every day. If I look at my own videos like a year ago, you can see tremendous upgrades in my consciousness. Just try that, because I need to be proof of what I'm teaching, right? So I need to go through all these processes all at once, and thus my education all the way up into self-mastering and applying the alchemy and polishing and upgrading through my Rise and Vibe series, and teaching how to work with the elements. That costs quite some energy every day, but then again, life becomes so passionate, so purposeful, that you don't have time to think about the old world anymore. And that is where everybody is directed right now, because this planet is changing so fast we can hardly keep up with it. So I hope you have some level of insight in what it means to get self-empowered and to know thyself coming from the overall divine knowledge to the books of knowledge, the many written scripts that we can read in our own brain when having opened that brain to the divine, to the heart that pulses all the way back into the heart of the Creator. And that is the point in time you'll be filled with tears, and only that, because that knowledge is so beautiful. It is, you know, when the eyes have opened up into that invisible way that makes everything visible, you stop talking nonsense. And that's the old message. Stop talking nonsense, start opening knowledge. Thank you so much. I'm Charlie Chi.